Om Shanti. The very first day when we come to Baba, we are given the knowledge that we are souls and that the soul is the main and the body is next to the soul. It's the soul that takes the body and not the body that chooses the soul, isn't it? So though we are souls, and it is because of me, the soul, the body can move. The body comes into action. But at the same time, we very well know that the soul also cannot do anything without the body. The soul expresses the self through the body. The soul gets any experience also through the body. So since the very beginning of drama cycle, the soul is very much, throughout the entire cycle, we are very much connected to elements. Even when we leave our body and go back to our home, Brahma Lok, Paramdham, is also the sixth element. But when we talk of calming down the elements, we do not need to calm down the sixth element, isn't it? Do we need to calm down the sixth element? Do we need? No. Because that element is in its constant stage. It does not change. The five elements, they keep on changing during the cycle. Their state of purity keeps on changing during the cycle. In Golden Age, we will never talk about calming down the elements, because the elements there are in their perfect stage, the purest stage. And it's only later that the elements, become polluted. So today we want to talk about this theme, calming down the elements, through yoga and Sakash. But my first question to you is, when do we use, generally, not connected to the topic, when do we use generally this expression calming down or calm down? When do you use this expression? In your day-to-day life, when do you use it? When person is hyper. When a person is hyper, any other answer? Agitated, when a person is agitated. Okay, any other answer? Anxiety. When there is anxiety, okay. Anybody? Yes? When the person loses control. Okay, anybody else? Anger. When there is anger, okay. Anybody else wants to say something? When do we use this expression, calm down? So you are very right that when person is very angry, maybe shouting because of anger, aggression, irritation, so the others will say, calm down, because in this state of shouting, the person creates something which is not normal. So the expression calm down is used when there is something abnormal in the behavior of a person, right? When a person is, like, for example, impatient, and because of this impatience, the person is running here and there, just trying to do something, but there is no clear purpose. In a hurry and spoiling the things. So at that time, you also may say to him, calm down, sit down, sit down. Don't just keep on speaking, running here and there. Just sit down. So it means also some kind of abnormality in the behavior. That means we want that person to bring to his original stage of peace, right? But sometimes it also happens that a person is not angry, so to say, not impatient, not running here and there, not shouting, just sitting in some corner in a disheartened state, distressed, maybe depression. He's not disturbing anybody, but can we use at that time this expression, calm down? No? What do we say? Is this the normal stage of being disheartened or distressed or depressed? Though the person is not speaking anything, there is no external movement, but internally there is a storm going on. There is a storm, and that is also a sign of abnormality. And this is why if you try to talk to this person, the person will say, just don't touch me. Leave me alone. And does not want to even accept the help which others want to give with all their goodwill. Because it is not also a normal stage. So when I was thinking about the theme, the thought came to my mind that calming down actually means that bringing someone to his or her normal stage, the original stage. Normal is original. The true stage. The balanced stage. The balanced stage. When we are in that balanced, true stage, that will be called the normal stage, then neither we are depressed, nor we are suppressed, nor we are trying to suppress others, nor we are shouting. So we are in a normal, balanced, harmonious stage. So when we talk of calming down the elements, it actually also means that bringing them in their original, true, balanced stage. If we talk about these 5 elements, there are, like water and fire, for example, just 2 opposite, with exactly opposite qualities. Water cools, fire heats. Earth and wind, for example. Earth is very gross and wind is light. Just opposite qualities. But we are using the expression calming down the elements. When a person is not in a calm stage, what is the reason behind that? What is the reason why a person loses his calm? Why a person loses his peace, in simple words? Whether he is depressed or trying to suppress others. with his anger. Why does this happen? No tolerance. No tolerance. In Golden Age, do we tolerate? In Golden Age, do we tolerate? No, we don't tolerate there too. There is no need of tolerating there. So why this stage comes when we are not calm, when we are not peaceful? Because it happens not only with this one or that one or third one or fourth one, it may happen with us too, right? So that means if you just think about it, it will come out to you that when the soul is in its polluted stage, the mind has become polluted, intellect has become polluted, the sanskars have become polluted, then this pollution of the soul, pollution of thoughts, intellect, sanskars, is reflected in an abnormal behavior. Right? The same happens with the elements. When the elements become polluted, then they begin to behave in an abnormal manner. The abnormal behavior of water, what is that? Abnormal behavior of water. What is that? Floods, tsunami, cyclone, right? And recently we know that many such new expressions. This is the abnormal behavior of water. Otherwise, water is needed for life. More than 75% of our organism is water. It is very much needed for life. But this abnormal behavior of water takes away the lives. Right? The abnormal fire is very much needed. If there is no sun for 3 days, I tell you that when I went to Russia, it was December, first time, 1989. At that time, there was minus 25. And for 3 days, I didn't see the sun. And I thought, here the sun never rises. Because 3 days, there was no sun at all. And the 4th day, when I got up, I saw the sun rays. My eyes begin to sparkle. So, there is sun here too. So I thought that it is a place where there is no sun ever. So just even for 3 days, if there is no sun, you don't feel good. Even the expression in Russia is that when the weather is cloudy, so people say, don't go to your boss today because the weather is not good. Means his mood will not be good because the weather is not good. And when it is sunny, shining and everything, so today is okay. Today the weather is good means the mood is good. So today you can talk about your problem. So what I want to say here is that if the sun does not rise for 2-3 days, it seems that the life has stopped. The sun is life. But what is the abnormal behavior of fire? What is the abnormal behavior of fire? Fire in forests, extreme hot. So the sun is the source of life, but when it is too hot, extremely hot, so many people die because of this. This is abnormal. That means extremity is abnormal. Extreme heat or extreme cold. it is abnormal. It's not normal. So the same happens with us, Now, in the same way, we take earth. What is the abnormal behavior of earth? We are, standing on earth, moving on earth. Earth gives us so much, but abnormal behavior of earth is earthquakes. Again, it takes away the lives. The same is with wind, storms and tornadoes, and so on and so on. So when we talk about calming down the elements, then first of all, I need to ask myself, am I calm? Or I also create flood. There is a flood of thoughts, the flood of words. Begin to speaking, without any comma, without full stop, unnecessarily. And to the extent that people say, enough, enough. When Brahma Baba had the first vision of these natural calamities, then what did he say? He had tears in his eyes. He prayed to God, oh God, it is enough. He thought that it is probably God sending. Enough, enough. So in the same way, if I also become the source of creating the flood, in which people feel that they are not getting life, but they are sinking in that flood. They are drowning in that flood. So that means I am not calm. If I am not calm, how can I do the service of calming down the elements? And this is why Baba has given us the slogan, the motto, speak less. Speak soft. So every time I need to ask myself, now I am speaking, is it needed? Is it needed? And what am I speaking? Is other person ready to listen? Is it the right place or the right time to speak? We are talking about calming down the elements with yoga and Sakash. So what is yoga? Yoga is, the first step of yoga means union, right? And the first step of Raj Yoga is that I, the soul, connect to myself, my original qualities. If I have not, taken this step of connecting with myself, I can't connect to Baba. So I need to ask myself this question, that what I am doing now, I am speaking, is it needed? Or is it extra, unnecessary, wasteful? It is like taking away the life of a person. If a soul, for example, because of someone's words, loses enthusiasm or courage, is it not taking away life? Baba says enthusiasm is the breath. If my words make a person lose his enthusiasm, so this is my abnormal behavior. I need to calm down myself. Then I can serve the elements. In the same way, fire. So, do I create, heat, extreme heat, scorching heat? Sometimes this scorching heat may be created just through drishti. Just through drishti. And Baba says that your drishti can take the souls beyond to the land of peace. And here, instead of taking the soul beyond to the land of peace, my drishti is giving the experience of burning. We all know that if our little finger burns because of anything, it's so painful. And when the heart burns, how much painful it is. And so therefore, my behavior, my actions, my thoughts, my feelings, my drishti should be such which takes away the burning sensation and not burns. And for that, I need to connect myself with my original self, with my peace. There is a goddess called Goddess of Coolness. Baba many times gives us this title, Shitala Devi. It cools down. Sometimes this, abnormal behavior can be in the sense of that a person acts in such a way that the fire of anger or the fire of lust bursts down in other person. Because of the behavior of one person, the other person burns in the fire of vices. And Baba says, you need to cool down the fire of vices. You are fire brigade. Earth. The abnormal behavior of earth is earthquakes or drought, So do I sometimes act in such a way the relationship of two people becomes bad, breaking, becoming the instrument to create cracks in the relationships? Gossiping, or talking such kind of unnecessary things, backbiting, because of jealousy maybe. So I become the reason for creating the cracks. So this is behaving like earthquake. Bringing earthquake in the life of people. Don't I behave like a storm? That is, I create so much of disturbance in the lives of others. Even small things, how I sit in the class, how I enter the class, how I have come late, but I try to come on the seat on the first row and disturbing everybody. This is like a storm. The person was sitting peacefully calm and just like a storm entering. Because I don't want to miss anything. But then I should come on time. So just think about it. So the first thing when we talk about calming down the elements is The first thing is that first of all, I should calm down myself. And for that, I should have yoga with myself, with my true nature. That means I need to remind myself again and again, who am I? Brahma Baba did this practice not just without any reason. Why he began to write notebooks after notebooks that I am a soul? Because he understood very well that until I am connected to myself, I cannot connect to Baba. Then my sanskars can't change. My sense can't be destroyed. The first step of sanskar transformation is that I get connected with myself. I know I am a soul, but how much I have become a soul. And this is why I need to remind myself. Like we remind that person who is getting angry and agitated, calm down, calm down. So I say to myself, calm down. Calm down. Return back to your true nature. You might have heard that nowadays even doctors connect the original qualities of the soul with the functioning of different organs of the body. That if something is wrong with any part of the body, that means that value or that virtue or that quality of the soul is either missing or not enough, it is lacking. They are connecting it. For example, they say if you want that your bones should be strong, become a powerful soul. If you say, I cannot, I am weak, I cannot change, this is weakness. A weak soul cannot have powerful bones. Our skeletal system will, shake us. And the same is with other qualities. They connect love with heart, for example. Peace with digestive system, and so on. So therefore, the second thing what I would like to say is that I should, if I want to serve, calm down the elements, every day I should thank them. Every day. That the elements exist in whatever form they are, and this is why I exist. This is why I exist. I thank them for whatever the elements have done for me. Actually, this should be our nature. Any human being, if any human being has done even if little good for you, he has helped you little to progress. Even that person who taught you alphabets in your primary school, never forget, and never forget to have the feeling of gratitude towards that person. The same is with elements. Never forget that we are at debt. And we need to return this debt. If somebody has taught me something, that he has served me. right? And then Baba says that elements will be your servers in golden age. But anybody will serve you only then if you have served that person. Right? First, the parents serve the children. Then the children grow up and serve their old parents. First, you serve, then you are served. Right? When you are grateful to them, Baba says that the elements of nature will be standing in your service. Yes, my master, I am ready for your service. But first, I need to serve them. And the first expression of service is expression of gratitude. And when you are grateful to anyone, you never misuse the time, the energy of that person. You value the time, you value the energy of that one. So when you are grateful to the elements, you will never misuse them. You will never waste them. Direct element or anything made with elements. We all know, as I began with, that I, the soul, am in the body. This body is of elements. A few days ago, probably last week, the Murli was on silence power. Silence power is very much connected to Sakash yoga. And Baba said, use this silence power first of all on your body. And see whether you see the result of that silence power. Whether your body, begins to function in a different way when you use the silence power. Because body is the nearest. And so, the body in which I am, how do I serve this body? This is also, assemblage of elements. How do I serve this body? Do I sometimes pollute this body? Maybe by eating something. Of course, we are all vegetarians, we are away from harmful habits. Earlier probably someone of you used to take alcohol or smoke or something like this. Yes, how many of you earlier took alcohol? Raise your hands. Before coming to Gyan, how many of you used to take alcohol? Maybe on festivals. Raise your hands. Or New Year celebration, no? We used to take. Okay. And tobacco? Cigarette smoking? Yes, very good. How many of you never touched it? No alcohol, no smoke. Good. Few. This was direct pollution. Right? Polluting the body. And now, for example, I eat vegetarian food, I eat sattvic food, but if I eat the same food under the influence of greed, right? Or I am thinking something while eating, something. Or I am at the same time listening to a telephone call. Maybe it is very important, but still, to some extent, it definitely pollutes. And this food goes in my body, it pollutes the body. once I remember Dadi Janki said, and few days ago I read it somewhere, and I heard it from Dadi Janki long, long ago. Dadi said that Baba used to teach us, even when you take water, don't take water while standing. Sit down. Sit down and give drishti to this water and take it slowly. Like the water, when the water flows, in a river, slowly it is going, moving, slowly, it's giving life. And so it is flooding. So how do I put water in my body? Too many cups of coffee or tea, it's also polluting. Too hot food, chilies, it's polluting. So I want to calm down the elements. So when I pollute my body, my system, my organism, it protests. It revolts, it reacts in a negative way. Right? So, and if I am polluting my own body, in other words, actually, I am polluting the elements. Right? Ultimately, I will leave this body and these elements will mix up with the elements. They will not be destroyed. They will mix up. So I am polluting the elements, I am not calming down them. And therefore, Baba also says, first of all, serve your body. Charity begins at home. This body is the home of the soul. Many times Baba says, body is the temple and the soul is the image in this temple. I need to keep this temple very clean. So this is also an aspect of calming down the elements, because it is because of these elements, why I should be thankful to them. I am able to see this variety drama, wonderful creation of nature, beautiful things. Baba uses the expression Kudrat. Who created flowers? Who put colors in them? Who made the clouds? Who made these different bodies? Who did it? It's Kudrat. This is the wonder of nature. And this wonder I am able to see because I have this body made up of elements. And so therefore, every day I express the gratitude to all the elements. And at the same time, the third thing what I would like to say here is, though the elements have, also reached their Tamo-pradhan stage, as we souls have reached our Tamo-pradhan stage, but still we can see the beauty of nature. Still we can see the good qualities of the elements of nature, like the souls, Though we have become Tamo-pradhan, but still, each one of us and each human being for that matter has something good. And this is what Baba means to say when Baba says that the light becomes dim but does not extinguish fully. Little remains. The same is with elements. good qualities to a great extent remain in elements than in human souls. And therefore, the third thing which I would like to say is learning from elements. Learning. When you learn from someone, you have respect for that one. Learn. And so you can make a list of those qualities which each element has. And see, do you have that quality? We all know, like, just an example, water is flexible. It takes any shape. What about me? Can I adjust everywhere? Baba says, many children say, Baba, I am ready to serve, but only after that many things. Only if this kind of food is available. Or only if the weather is such. Only if that person accompanies me. Only if. That means we still have to learn from water. So learning from the elements of nature helps me to connect myself to my qualities. It, helps me to return back to my original nature. So that means we are lifelong students. Not only the students of God, but also the students of nature. If I develop this habit of learning from the elements of nature, this habit will work and I will learn from each other also. Everybody has something better than me. I also have, but the other person has something better than me in this or that dimension. And so therefore, in that aspect, that person becomes senior to me. And I am ready to learn. So this is also the way to bring the elements in their balanced, original, natural stage. And then the last thing is about giving Sakash to them. We all know that it is we, that is human beings, and mainly we, Baba's children, because we are the hero actors. We are the hero actors. We play the main role during the entire cycle. Baba says it is because of you the world has fallen. And it is you who have to make the world rise. It applies not only to souls, but also to the elements. And so this is why we have to purify them. And how to purify? The method is yoga. Raj Yoga. And Raja Yoga means that I am connected not only to me, but to the highest, to the Supreme. Because Baba is ever pure and almighty, the purifier. I am originally pure, but at the moment, not completely pure. Exactly right? Or any one of you is completely pure now? No? Baba is ocean of peace. We are also peaceful, but not absolutely. Baba is almighty. I also have some powers, but not yet almighty. Master almighty. And therefore I need to practice yoga. Baba said in that Murli of silence power that the instrument of making use of the silence power is pure thought. Pure thought. Auspicious thought. Benevolent thought. In Hindi, the expression is Shubh Sankalp. Shubh means auspicious, benevolent. That is not just pure, but benevolent. That which will bring benefit to others. And that which will bring benefit to the elements. So have such auspicious, benevolent thoughts. Even if you are seeing that somewhere you listen to the news that the fire has bursted out somewhere in any corner of the world. So what should we think at that time? I have to serve. I have to calm down the elements. What should I think at that time when I listen somewhere there is flood? What should I do? Panic? Worry? Anxiety? Talking about this news to this one and that one? Oh, you know that what has happened there? What is my task? What is my role at that time? When there is some fire anywhere, the fire brigade, what do? They don't think about the reason. What was the reason for this fire? What do they think? How to extinguish it. How to save the lives of the people, if at all anybody is left in the home. Reason will be clarified later, whether it was because of somebody's carelessness or electric problem or some other thing, whatever. But at the moment, the thing is, I have to extinguish the fire. So when we listen to any of the abnormal behavior of the elements of nature in any part of the world, my responsibility is to specially sit down in yoga. If I cannot do anything physically, I am far away, sit down in yoga. If Sakash, send the vibrations of peace to this corner of the world. Feeling of our responsibility. What is my role? We use, this expression, we are the masters. Baba uses the word Prakriti Pati, the masters, the lords of the nature. But what I am doing? Am I just listening the news or sharing the news? or I am playing my role. That element is playing its role in its Samopradhan stage, whatever it may be. But what am I doing? And therefore, Baba says, instead of thinking about that place or that havoc, better be in yoga. Create pure thoughts. Let all people there be protected. Let they be safe. Let there is, if at all, any harm, minimum harm. Let they be peaceful. So, connect with Baba and send Sakash. We need not, like Baba gives the example of the sun, that sun need not even think about that I have to shine. It just shines. I just need to shine. I just need to be, and the rays of peace and love and power and joy and purity will automatically reach there where they are needed. So this is what I think, that when we talk of calming down the elements of nature, then this is what we need to do, starting with the self, connecting with the self. It is, also like a person is sick, for example, and some part of his body is not working well. What is my duty at that time? If I worry, because that person is my close relative, I am not playing my role. I am polluting. This body is made up of elements. Why Baba says go to hospitals, see the patients there and serve them. Not just by giving some piece of literature or CD or a pen or a keychain or a picture or some words, but first of all, send them Sakash. So when we talk of calming down the elements, I think that it is the realization of our role and responsibility. At this auspicious confluence age, when we have recognized ourselves, when we have recognized the Father, when we have recognized the time, three things: the self, the Father, and the time. And therefore, what is my role? What is my responsibility at this moment? What should I do now at the given moment? Even if I have to speak, what should I speak? What should I speak? Or speak or not speak? Okay? So here I would come to a close. And if you want to say anything or ask anything, you are welcome. And otherwise, we will sit in yoga. Anybody wants to say something? No. Okay. Om Shanti. Yes, please. It can be both ways, but I prefer general, because the world is one and the environment is one, and therefore just take any piece of, for example, any part of the world. We will say that you can't say that this is just earth. There is fire, there is water, there is earth, there is wind, everything is there. in even 1 square meter. So instead of just focusing on water or earth or fire or whatever, just the entire globe. Entire globe. Because everywhere something or other is happening which is bringing imbalance in the life of people. Imbalanced life of people is bringing imbalance in nature, and imbalance in nature is creating imbalance in the life of people. And therefore, I think this will be better if we serve the entire globe, not just the elements, but at the moment, because our topic is elements, we focus on that, the souls will be served automatically. Yes, brother, you wanted to say something? No. Yes? It can be both. Look, is it important to know? My question to you. Is it important to know that it is clearing the account or creating the account? Why? You feel so? No. So you feel like this, that it is clearing the account. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, Baba says about it, actually, you say that I tolerated 10 times, 15 times, 20 times. 21st time I could not. Baba uses the example of pressure cooker. Baba says that actually you are not tolerating, you are accumulating this pressure inside. And when it was too much, it happened like that, the result of this. So, yes, I agree with you that there are some situations when a person is misusing your, for example, tolerance or your patience. Yes, they are misusing. But then in that case, Baba says that there is power of tolerance, and just opposite is the power to face. To face. So I should have the courage to talk to that person. I should be very logical to be able to explain to that person that what he is doing is not right. And even after my explanation, if the person does not agree, then you should understand that let me send Sakash to this person. My words may not help because of maybe ego of that person or any other reason. Maybe I need to become more powerful in my peace and send that person this peace so that that person will calm down. So tolerance does not at all mean that I allow the person to hit on my head. No. We need to be very yukti-yukt, tactful, and not allow anybody to harm me. Because if I allow others to harm me, it is also violence. But I cannot finish violence with violence. This is happening in the world, This is why so much violence. But I can win violence with the power of peace, and that I need to work with. Okay? Yes? Five vices with 5 elements? What do you mean? Like Baba says, anger, Baba connects to fire very often. Yes? And I don't know, greed or attachment. Attachment maybe to earth, maybe. And Lust also Baba connects to fire very often. I have never given a thought to it, the 5 vices and 5 elements, but because the vices are mainly connected to the soul, and when the soul becomes vicious and polluted, the elements of nature also become polluted. Often, most of the vices are connected to fire, most of the vices. The jealousy, revenge, anger, lust, they are all connected to fire mostly. Arrogance, the same. And attachment, I feel it is more connected to earth. And greed, I don't know, maybe to wind. Yes. Okay, anybody else? Okay. So let's now be in
Thank you
loving
so much.
remembrance of Baba.